Hey people of YouTube, today we're covering the complete installation of the 60-inch Driskol Smart Ceiling Fan by Home Decorators collection. This is an easy way to add a ceiling fan to your home's existing smart ecosystem. It's compatible with Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and the Hubspace app, and it allows for a variety of control options, such as the included remote control, voice control via Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa, or app control on a smart device such as your phone or tablet. Has a 5-speed DC motor, so it's going to be super energy efficient, and it has a 6-way white color changing LED module that ranges from 2700K warm white all the way up to 6500K daylight deluxe, so matching your home's current lighting scheme isn't going to be an issue. Now, if you found this video, you might be looking for some help with your installation. We're here to do just that. We've already unpacked the fan, and we're going to install this thing step by step all the way to turning it on and everything in between, so stick with us and we'll get you through it. If you want to fast forward through the video, use the links below and that'll take you to each individual step of the process. And if after watching the video you found it helpful, please click like and subscribe, and that'll help other people find it as well. Okay, so just a couple of notes before we get started. You want to make sure that the electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch. This is an easy project, but if you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please consult with a licensed electrician. Another note is if you're hanging this fan where there is just a light fixture on your ceiling, you need to make sure that the outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If not, you'll need to swap that out before beginning. Now, a couple of important notes about setting up the fan with your smart home ecosystem. In the box, you'll have this quick start guide. This quick start guide has the QR code that you'll need when setting up the Hubspace app. If that's missing from the box, don't worry. The QR code is also located on the receiver and inside the battery compartment of the remote control. One other note is this Wi-Fi antenna must be located outside of the canopy once the installation is complete. This will help the receiver communicate with your Wi-Fi network. And the receiver is only compatible with 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks. It will not work with a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. So as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan and we've opened up the manual to the parts page. We're just going to go over all the parts to make sure we have everything before beginning, and that way we don't get stuck along the way. So first up, you have the slide-on mounting bracket. That comes pre-installed in the canopy with the decorative ring on the bottom, and we'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You'll have the ball and downrod assembly, the decorative motor collar cover, the light kit pan, the LED module, the twist and lock shatter resistant plastic shade, the fan motor. You'll have the remote and receiver. The remote does include a wall cradle for convenient storage when it's not in use. You'll have this hardware pack that has plastic wire nuts, the hanger and locking pin, and the blade attachment screws. You'll also have 5 reversible blades, and if installing with an extension downrod, you'll have 2 bits of extension wiring as well. Some tools we're going to need for this easy project: flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver. You may need some wire cutters and strippers. You'll need some electrical tape. We like to have a line voltage tester on hand just to make sure the wires aren't live before beginning. And you also need a ladder. So we have everything here. We're ready to begin. Let's do this. The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the decorative ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first pull off the decorative ring. It's magnetic, so it just pulls off. You'll notice an alignment post at the base of the canopy. You'll need to loosen, but not remove, the 2 screws in the base of the canopy, enough so that that alignment post can exit that hole. Once those 2 screws are loosened, you'll simply lift and twist the mounting bracket to remove it from the canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. The bracket has 2 keyhole slots that will align with the 2 screws in the outlet box. Simply align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and then slide to hold in place before tightening. This is just a demonstration. To install the mounting bracket, begin by using a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen but not remove the 2 screws in the outlet box. Next, feed the house supply lines through the mounting bracket and align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws that were loosened in the outlet box. Then slide the mounting bracket into place. Then, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both of the outlet box screws and secure the mounting bracket. Make sure that both screws are completely tightened. Before routing the wires through the ball and downrod assembly, gently pull the green wire from inside the ball and downrod assembly. Next, place the downrod through the canopy so that the largest opening of the canopy is on the ball side. Next, place the decorative ring on the downrod, making sure that the black side with the slots is touching the canopy. The last piece is a decorative motor collar cover. Place that on the downrod so that the largest opening is facing towards the threaded end of the downrod. Insert the ends of the wires through the threaded end of the ball and downrod assembly until they exit through the ball portion, and gently pull them through until the downrod meets the motor collar. Before screwing the downrod into the motor collar, it's important to note the holes at the end of the downrod that will align with the holes on either side of the motor collar once the downrod is completely screwed in. Attach the downrod to the fan by screwing the downrod into the motor collar. When completing this step, make sure the holes at the end of the downrod align with the holes in the motor collar. Insert the hanger pin located in the hardware pack through one hole of the motor collar so that it exits the opposite side. Secure the hanger pin by placing the locking pin through the holes at the end of the hanger pin until it snaps into place. Once the locking pin is set, use a flathead screwdriver to completely tighten the set screw on the motor collar. Then slide the motor collar cover down until it meets the fan. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot in the ball that will engage the tab in the mounting bracket. When hanging, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab. This is just a close-up demonstration. To hang the fan, lift the fan assembly up to the ceiling. Note the location of the slot that will align with the tab in the mounting bracket. Insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel that tab engage the slot. The fan will drop into place when properly seated. When installing the receiver, you'll notice one side has 2 plugs. Those will connect to the fan wiring. The other side of the receiver has 3 wires that will connect to the house wiring. Make sure the flat side of the receiver is facing towards the ceiling, and then insert the receiver antenna end first through the mounting bracket so that it rests on top of the ball and downrod. Begin making the wire connections by connecting the small wire plug from the receiver to the small wire plug from the fan. Once that connection is made, move that wire out of the way, and then connect the large wire plug from the receiver to the large wire plug from the fan. The plugs will snap together when properly connected. Next, take the green wire from the ball and downrod assembly and the green wire from the mounting bracket and connect that with the green wire from the receiver. Twist those wires together, and then twist those wires together with the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Once all those wires are twisted together, secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the black wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the black wire from the house. This is the power connection. Once those wires are twisted together, secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the white wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the white wire from the house. This is the neutral connection. Secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all the wiring connections are completed, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket to make room for the canopy to attach. The canopy attaches to the mounting bracket using 2 keyhole slots on either side of the canopy that will align with the 2 screws at the base of the mounting bracket. Make sure that the white Wi-Fi antenna is located outside of the canopy, and then slide the canopy up so that those 2 mounting bracket screws come through the keyhole slots and twist the canopy to hold it in place. Then use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both mounting bracket screws. It's okay to tilt the fan to give the screwdriver access to the screws. Make sure both screws are completely tightened before proceeding. The decorative ring is magnetic. You just need to align the slots of the decorative ring with the two screws at the base of the canopy, and then slide the decorative ring up, and it will attach itself to the bottom of the canopy. To attach the Wi-Fi antenna to the ceiling, remove the adhesive backing from the double stick tape that's pre-installed on the Wi-Fi antenna. You can push the excess wire back into the canopy and then position the Wi-Fi antenna against the ceiling and press firmly to stick it to the ceiling. The blades are reversible, so choose the finish that you'd like and make sure that that finish is facing towards the floor. Insert the end of the fan blade through the slot in the side of the motor. Align the 3 screw holes in the fan blade with the 3 holes in the bottom of the motor. Secure the blade using the blade attachment screws. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to start the first screw. Do not completely tighten this screw, as you'll need a little bit of play to align the other 2 screw holes. Insert the second screw into the screw hole and start that screw using a Phillips head screwdriver. Remember, do not completely tighten this screw yet. Start the third screw in the third hole of the fan blade. Completely tighten this screw, and then completely tighten the 2 remaining screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blades. Make sure all the fan blade screws are completely tightened to ensure proper operation. The light kit pan attaches to the fan using 2 keyhole slots and 1 standard screw hole. These will align with the 3 screws on the black bracket at the base of the motor. Begin by removing and saving one of the 3 screws using a Phillips head screwdriver. Then loosen, but do not remove, the 2 remaining screws in the black bracket. Feed the wires from the fan through the center hole and align the keyhole slots of the light kit pan with those screws in the black bracket, and then push up and twist to hold the light kit pan in place. Then use the screw that was removed and saved and a Phillips head screwdriver and insert the screw into the standard screw hole of the light kit pan. Completely tighten that screw and then tighten the 2 remaining screws in the keyhole slots. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tight. The LED light kit attaches to the fan in the same way, using 2 keyhole slots and 1 standard screw hole. These will align with the 3 screws in the light kit pan. Begin by first removing and saving 1 screw, and then loosening, but not removing, the 2 remaining screws in the light kit pan. Next, connect the LED module to the fan by inserting the plugs from the LED module into the wires from the fan. Connect the white wire from the LED module to the white wire from the fan, and the black wire from the LED module to the blue wire from the fan. The plugs will snap together when properly inserted. Once the wire connections are made, tuck the wires up into the light kit pan and align the keyhole slots of the light kit with the 2 screws that were loosened in the light kit pan. Press up and twist to engage those 2 screws. Then use the screw that was removed and saved and insert that into the standard screw hole of the light kit and completely tighten using a Phillips head screwdriver. Once that screw is completely tighten the 2 remaining screws in the light kit pan. The light shade uses a twist lock system to connect to the fan. There are 3 flat sides on the light shade that will align with the 3 nubs inside the light kit pan. Align the flat sides of the light shade with the 3 nubs in the light kit pan, then press the light shade up and twist clockwise until tight. Before using the remote, you'll need to insert the batteries that were included. Slide the battery compartment cover off the back of the remote and then insert the batteries according to the diagram inside the battery compartment. Once the batteries are inserted, replace the battery cover by sliding it onto the back of the remote. This fan features a full-featured remote control. Press the power button to turn the fan and light off. Press the power button again to turn the fan and light back on to its last settings. Press and hold this button for 5 seconds to activate the walk-away time delay. The light will dim briefly 50% to let you know this feature is activated, and then the fan and light will turn off in about a minute. Press the fan speed button to cycle through the fan's 5 speeds, starting with high all the way to low. Press and release the light button to turn the light on or off. Press and hold the light button to cycle through the light's brightness settings. The light will cycle from bright to dim back to bright. Release the button when the desired level of brightness is achieved. Press and release the color temperature button to cycle through the light's 6 color temperature settings, ranging from 2700K warm white to 6500K daylight deluxe. Press and release the reverse button to change the fan's direction. The fan must be on and running before pressing this button. The fan will slow to a stop and then start back up in the opposite direction. To attach the wall cradle to the wall, begin by removing the screw cover by sliding it out of the wall cradle. Then choose a position on the wall where you'd like to store the remote when not in use. Use the included screws and a Phillips head screwdriver to attach the wall cradle to the wall. Make sure both screws are tight. You may want to use anchors that are also provided when attaching the wall cradle to the wall. Once the screws are tight, reinsert the screw cover into the slots of the wall cradle. When starting the fan, you may notice that the fan moves back and forth or seems to stutter before starting up. This is completely normal for a DC motor ceiling fan. This is just the magnetic poles in the DC motor aligning and starting the fan up. The remote comes paired with the ceiling fan from the factory, but if you have more than one remote control ceiling fan in the house, it may be necessary to change the frequency of the remote. To change the frequency, start with the power to the fan turned off at the breaker box or at the wall switch, and then change the position of the dip switch in the battery compartment of the remote. Return power to the fan at the breaker box and wall switch, and within 30 seconds, press and release the Learn button in the battery compartment of the remote control. If pairing is successful, the fan's light will blink. Download the free Hubspace app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and follow the instructions in the app to register an account. Place the Hubspace card with the QR code that came with the remote on a flat surface. Then open up the app and press the plus button in the top right-hand corner. This will bring up the option to add a device. Select Add a Device and have your phone pointed at that QR code to allow it to scan the code and set up the device. Then follow the prompts in the app to name the fan and select a location. Tap the Next button and then enter your home network's credentials to connect your fan to your Wi-Fi network. Then tap Connect to connect your fan to your Wi-Fi network. You'll receive the message in the app once the fan is connected. Select your fan from the app's home screen to bring up the control module. From here you can adjust the fan speed, the light color temperature, and the light brightness settings. Using the buttons at the bottom of the screen, you can set a schedule, a timer, or change the settings of your fan, such as your fan name and location. Press the orange Hubspace button at the bottom of the screen to easily integrate your fan with the voice assistant of your choosing. Then simply follow the on-screen prompts to complete the setup. Once setup is complete, use the voice commands listed in your manual to control the fan. Congratulations! Your ceiling fan installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax with a nice tall beverage, and enjoy your new ceiling fan. As always, thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.